Blitzers, Nerf Clan, welcome back to the channel. We have our favorite crazy Australian Ozzy KangarooLover. A couple of crazy games of his. First with a Drac, the second with a T49. We actually need to stop posting Drac reviews because back to the garage, Masters a daily. But nonetheless, this game was extraordinary, and Ozzy is also, not also, but Ozzy is a lights connoisseur, so it's worth noting. So, first of all, you notice we are in New Bay. Ozzy pushes the bridge, not my favorite spot. I hate the bridge. I think it's the wrong place to go and fight. You can see lots of places to hide, lots of crevices, but Ozzy has something on his side, which is RNGesus, and look at him just bouncing shots with a tank that has about 20 millimeters of some kind of armor there, but he got lucky, of course. It looks like the T49, who is really not a good player, that Ozzy just keeps circling, was probably shooting him with Heater HE, which is obvious since that's a derp cannon, which you don't want to shoot the Drac on the sides with that because it's got spaced armor. So Ozzy's just flipping around, doing circles, watching these idiots trying to shoot him. There goes the 49 again. I think you'll see with Ozzy, one thing that he does, and he takes a pounding there, is he is wild with his Drac. He plays this thing like he is, about to go on a walk along or whatever they do out in the bush in Australia, because he just is wild and he shoots. And again, look at that shot. How in the hell did that go in? I don't know. And then he's off to the races. And one thing you'll notice with Ozzy's games, they are super long. I have to always edit the living hell out of him because he's always running around the entire map, which is how you play a light. You never stop moving, and Ozzy does not stop moving. And I think what you can see here too with this IS-6, he just sneaks up on this guy who's looks like he's probably not a great player, and he's tunneling the AMX, and Ozzy just sits there and pounds him while he's tunneling the AMX. That was a really nice move and a really good switch of the field. So there goes Ozzy back to the bridge area. Of course, he's chasing a juicy target there, a T43, and again, uses his Drac speed to sneak up behind him and get this 43 while he's there. I will say Ozzy could benefit from aiming a time or two, not relying purely on RNG, because he took a pretty good hit there that he didn't have to take. And there is his buddy, the T49, who just keeps missing him. Ozzy actually correctly runs away here. That T49 will be there later on, don't worry. But look at this shot that's right here. I mean, just a pure miracle. He wasn't even looking. You can see he hit him for 229. I mean, just kind of insanity. But that's how it is when you're playing a Drac or a light. You just kind of leave some of this stuff up to RNGesus and move fast. So I sped this up because he yet again crossed the entire map and to go pick on the rear of an IS-3 who was over here facing a Tiger. And smart move here because he's using the advantage of the 2 versus 3, and Ozzy runs behind the IS-3 to take advantage of the fact that that guy is tunneling the Tiger. Unfortunately, the IS-3, for the IS-3, he got it. Unfortunately, Ozzy does not get that crazy sideways shot there, falls off the bridge. And so what will our crazy Australian friend do here? Takes out his boomerang, gets ready to kill this wombat, and eventually you'll see does a beautiful clearing here. And I thought he did a masterful job there, being patient and waiting, and the IS-3 has no gun depression against him, so that was a smart move. So here comes our friend in the comment, takes a preliminary shot by accident, and Ozzy dispatches him or shoots him a couple of times and gets the hell out of dodge. There is that T49 again. Meanwhile, by the way, you have their opponent team. He's in a 1-3 team here. The idiot in the AMX on his other team is calling him a pay-to-win noob. Ozzy is many things, but he's not a noob. He may be paid to win, but we all are to some extent. So then Ozzy decides to sit here and focus on a hole that I guess he thought people would come down. Of course, not at all the case. But the T49 sneaks up behind him and doesn't shoot, or shoots and misses. I couldn't see a shot there. But Ozzy takes another miracle shot that doesn't land this time. However, he decides, since they look at the points, he's got a 620 to 340 lead in points. However, the T49 wisely, even though the guy sucks, decides to cap B, which is what Ozzy cannot let him do. So Ozzy pounds him here. Too late, though. He capped the base. And by the way, he's a 3,000 damage right now. He was a 1 versus 3, so he's got a Kalabanov on the horizon, and he clears it with a beautiful shot using the Drac's gun depression and speed. And now he's got a lovely, lovely, lovely Comet. Unfortunately, the Comet still has enough hit points to cause problems in massive DPM. The Comet actually has way more DPM than the Drac, so he correctly uses the speed of the Drac although the Comet's not slow, but this player might be slow in the head. And he uses it to flank around here. He knew where he was going to be, takes the winning shot, gets a hit, but not enough, and clears it. Kolobanov, Mastery class, ace tanker, plus a whole slew of other awards there for the Ozzy crazy kangaroo lover. And really great game demonstrating the Drac. The next game is a bit of a different game. And Ozzy is there with his buddy Elk Hunter. Both of them are very, very strong reroll players with great stats. And they are here in this lovely Naval Frontier, or whatever the hell this place is called. We got the wrong map name. Don't complain, Bane. Anyway, so Ozzy and his Elk Hunter do the right thing of going right in the middle and sniping the cross, and they both got big hits on the Tiger II and the T-34, which is a great way to start the match. And these guys are talking the whole time. Some really good one-handed typing going on here. I wonder where they got the skill for that. And then overall, they split the team. So they got 3 up top with Ozzy and Elk Hunter kind of scouting the top area. Then the heavies are down below towards A, where kind of heavies tend to go. And what you'll see the Ozzy and Elk do here is they really think through where do they go. They sit around, they wait, they think, they chew, they wait, they sit, they think, but they're actually causing a lot of damage. And I think that's a brilliant move here. Of course, Ozzy's got an idiot in the Panther who's behind him and correctly tells him to move. But as he should know, this is in Australia. When you tell people to move in World of Tank Blitz, they actually don't do anything, and they look at you and wonder, what the whole game's about, and idle life, etc. So, Ozzy's still talking a game, still sitting in the middle. And I think when you look at this map, it's one of the most curious maps there is because it does cause people to split. And you can really use that to your advantage, especially with Platoon Mate, who's good, to isolate tanks. So right now, if you look at it, there's two enemy tanks at least up top. Ozzy and Elk Hunter are actually right in the middle, and they're just sniping these guys and tearing them apart. But these guys, without really taking any fire, or actually even coming under any kind of cover, and they've already cleared 2 tanks. So that was pivotal to make this a win. And now Ozzy and Elk go up here and climb to the top, which I guess think they were just trying to find a way to move around the map. And the 49's mobility obviously being the greatest skill. And Ozzy does a good job here, by the way, of alternating his shots. He shot Heat there, I think, which should have penned another 49. I would have definitely used the green HE and another 49 because that can roll up to 900 or 1,000 in a big roll. So I'm not quite sure what Ozzy was up to, but he is a very good player at this. And there he goes, almost 750 there, using the HE of the wicked T49. Elk over here is using some clever reverse side scrape to try to clear that 49 without getting hurt, which is smart because one of the things you've got to do if you ever watch Skate Extreme play is you've got to save your hit points with 49. He's always saying that, and he's right. And they're pesky. Their other 49 against them did a good job of somehow staying alive. So they spent a lot of time trying to clear this guy, and now it's a 5 against 4. 2 against 1 here. You can tell this guy using the wrong cannon in the 49 is probably not a great player. Ozzy clears him. He's already up to 3,200 damage. And now it's a 4 against 3. Should be pretty straightforward. The problem is you got 2 lights versus in those 2. And then they have a med and a heavy versus 3 big, fat, juicy heavies. They're low on hit points, but you can see the WZ still has quite about 1,083. So this is not going to be as easy of a cakewalk as they had hoped. Ozzy against the side of the T-34 nukes him with heat, gets that to roll. Now it's a 2 against 1. Ozzy does what Ozzy likes to do. Unfortunately, Elk gets killed in the process, and Ozzy is going to go and just do Ozzy things of run around the map. Meanwhile, the K91 on Ozzy's team isn't the greatest player. And if you're reading the chat right now, Ozzy and Elk are discussing the merits of that player actually buying a K91, which I agree. It's one of those things. Bad players buy good tanks. It doesn't end up really doing anyone any favors, especially in this game. Ozzy switches to HE, and unfortunately it was a bad decision for him here. I don't know why he shot. I think he ends up shooting HE in the back, low roll, and then gave that K91 the kill, but nonetheless, Ozzy still finished with like 4,300 damage. Another mastery, this time with a T49, crucial contribution and all the good stuff. And you really noticed with Ozzy, he's got great patience, great skill with a light. He knows how to use it. He's not afraid to brawl when needed and run out of town when it's not. Great games, Ozzy. Congratulations. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have a great night.